What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Talking Jets with Tigo. My name is Tigo, and we're going to be talking about this game that we all just watched. And, I don't know what to say, man. When your season is on the line in 2 weeks, you put a combined up 9 points. We put up 3 against Jacksonville, and then 6 this week against Seattle, where if we would have won this game, we would have controlled our destiny. We could have, win and we're in kind of a situation because New England wasn't going to beat Buffalo. And it's frustrating. It's frustrating because, again, we get a defense that, again, didn't play great, hold a team that had offensive explosion, and that's what Seattle was known for. And we put up 6 points. And it just goes to show, and it proves what we've been saying, or what at least I've been saying for a couple of weeks now, is that, Mike White is good in the short term, and he can probably win us games. But the answer at quarterback isn't on the roster, and that's what we confirmed today. The bright side is that the New York Jets are an insanely enticing location for quarterbacks this offseason to come play and to play and to be coached by and to do all that stuff. We have very, very exciting weapons in the wide receiver room in Garrett Wilson and Elijah Moore. We've got really, really good running back options that are going to be able to support the quarterback in Breece Hall, who's a top 5 running back in the making, and Bam Knight and Ty Johnson and Michael Carter. And we've got a really good tight end room and Tyler Conklin and CJ Uzama and even Jeremy Ruckert, who's going to have a much bigger role next year. But we saw the limitations of what we have at quarterback this year. In 16 games, we've maybe had average quarterback play 3 or 4 times. That's it. 3 or 4 times is where we've had NFL average QB play from the guys that we have on our roster. And so we move into this offseason early, knowing that Week 18's games doesn't matter, because it doesn't. Win or lose, and in all likelihood, it's probably better for the Jets to lose that, because if we get some help and some other teams win out and different things like that, the New York Jets could end up with a top 10 pick. And at this point, with this season lost, I'm cool with ending the season 7-10. My expectations that I had going into the season were 10 or 11 wins, and we blew that the last 5 weeks. And it wasn't just the quarterback or anything like that. Top down, from head coach all the way down to the last player on the practice squad. This team came unprepared to play. It came without any fire, any want, any will to try and win this game. And you could see that. And a lot of the question marks going into this offseason are question marks that we had going into this season, right? What about the health of our offensive line? We thought about Mekhi Becton and George Fant. Well, nobody expected Elijah Vera Tucker to go down and Laken Tomlinson to be this bad and Dwayne Brown to hurt his shoulder, and we didn't expect to lose Max Mitchell, Nate Herbig. We lost so many people in the offensive line, but that's going to be a question mark going into this offseason and into next season, just like it was this season, and Joe Douglas needs to fix that. Same question mark we had at quarterback. It's going to go up into this season, into next season. I think that the quarterback's not on the roster, and honestly, I'm getting ready for Derek Carr to be a New York Jet. I just expect that. And then same things on defense. What were the big question marks on defense? What about this linebacker room? What about this safety room? The same questions are going to happen this offseason, and Joe Douglas has a big, big task ahead of him. He needs to fix these things going into next year. But it's just sad, because when we look at this team and in the last 5 weeks to not get a win at all in the easier part of the schedule, for you to have your first half of your schedule, which is supposed to be the harder, the gauntlet, right? And you walk away with, 6 wins, of your first 9. You go 6-3. You beat the Buffalo Bills. You beat Denver. You beat Green Bay. You beat Miami. to win all of those games, and then on the back half of your season to get one win against the Bears and to drop games against Detroit, Jacksonville, Seattle, Minnesota, New England, it's just unacceptable. We've got a lot of question marks. We've got a lot of things that we're going to have to go off into this offseason, but there's a lot of hope. And this is the thing I'm saying for the first time in a long time, and I actually mean that. We've got a lot of really, really good pieces. We're an interesting place to come. And going into this offseason, we're going to have the 15th most cap space in the NFL. So we're going to have things to work with, and I'm guessing that a lot of that's going to be eaten up by a potential free agent quarterback. But the New York Jets are very clearly in win-now mode, and I trust this front office to go and get the guys that we need to go be competitive next year. That's all I got for me today, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. And, yeah, we'll see you soon.